Back when we were in Brooklyn, you know, there was this community, you know, that we were involved in. I mean, we didn't really understand it until years later, but to think of all of the people that were there and everything that was going on was amazing.
That was an incredible time by any measure. And like you said, you never understand it or know it or see it while you're in the midst of it. But looking back, that was incredible. And what was incredible to me, like coming from a place like Southampton and doing undergraduate school there, then coming back to Brooklyn and being surrounded by and seeing a lot of 20-something young creatives across the whole media spectrum going for it.
Yes.
That was exciting.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, just to name a few: Biggie Smalls,
right?
Spike, Chris Rock, Nelson George,
Lorna Simpson,
right? Wesley Snipes, Wendell Pierce, Wynton and Branford Marsalis. You know, it was crazy.
And it's tough because sometimes you talk to people about that,
right?
And you tell them about this, and they go, "Yeah, sure, yeah, right, you're right, you're right."
Nobody wants to believe you, right?
No one ever wants to believe you. But as a young artist, what I took from that time more than anything else was two things. It instilled me with a level of confidence to really go for it.
Exactly.
And know that you had to go for it. And also it made you want to really dream big and make statements in the world because you saw your peers doing that. So you had a model across a lot of different disciplines with which to model how you would move forward in this art world.
Yeah, it was really incredible, you know, when I think back on it, because everybody was into something.
Yeah, everybody.
And walking the street, you would run into people. It was like, oh man, what do you do? Well, man, I got this thing I'm working on, boom, boom, boom. And it was like that every day in Brooklyn, man. And I kind of missed that. You know?
That hustle gene was strong.
That's a good way to put it. Hustle gene.
And it was a very positive way to have that hustle gene, you know, juxtaposed to some of the other ways that manifests.
But do you think that growing up in that community still has an effect on you?
It does.
Okay.
It does, and especially when you look at our lives now, when we're older, and we've seen how these artists have matured.
Yes.
We look at their artistic journeys, and even today, you feel a sense of responsibility for representing that time and representing that place in a positive way. And so, more than anything else, I could no longer say that I didn't see anyone like me who was out there in the world doing it. You know, and that's what I take from it almost every day that I go into the studio, that I have a responsibility to sort of represent that time, that place, that generation, because we're making history. And you don't want to be the weak link in that chain.
No, sir. but you see, that's the thing that I remember. The thing that I remember is that, you know, we were all young, and when you ran into people on the street, if you didn't know any better, it was just another young kid. Like when we were playing basketball on the court. But then when you actually start to have conversations with people, you go, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I mean? There's something else going on here.
And there was this openness.
Yes.
And beyond even just the openness, there was this desire for collaboration and finding ways to tap into both the creative and the business energy that was happening.
Yeah, because you know what was interesting? Chris, most people know as Biggie Smalls, right? But Chris, you know, I remember he was working with Donald Harrison. He would go over to Donald Harrison's house and then say, oh yeah, he called me Maestro. He said, yeah, Maestro, me and Donald, man, we've been working on some music. And I'm like, oh, okay. But there was always stuff like that going on in the neighborhood.
In that place. And one of the most wonderful takeaways that I take from that time is that I can remember Spike Lee marketing "She's Gotta Have It" with signed T-shirts.
Yes.
Now that's Clinton Hills.
Yes. I remember that.
That's Clinton Hills right there.
You know why I remember that? Because I remember when we were going to the sessions, we were recording the music with the orchestra. Man, he'd have a card table lined up with all of the T-shirts.
You know, it was kind of funny because when I saw that at that time, I was like, man, I got to get me a silkscreen, start putting some of my artwork on some T-shirts. And it'll be funny when I see people around the neighborhood with one of my T-shirts on with the artwork, man. It was like, but that was that time, that was that generation. It just makes me really proud to see where we've taken it. And where we've taken the culture across this wide range of the creative spectrum in music and art and writing and film, you know, and social commentary. It's just a really wonderful time, and thankfully it's been captured.